Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the 49th episode or live stream of the Advanced Dungeons and Dynamics 365 bare bones configuration live stream. I said live stream twice. So, for those of you that don't know what we're doing here, what we're doing is we're setting up Dynamics 365 finance and operations from the ground up. So, for each one of these been going out and configuring it bit by bit in 30-minute bite-sized chunks. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to continue working through that in the system. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the bare bones configuration guide series that I've got that you can get from adnd365.com/start, which if we look at them, and we'll look at the documentation here, then these, let me go to here, and I think I need to just go back. I need to share the screen. What we need to do is, let me just go down to here so you can see it. Then what we're doing is we're working through these guides, and these are step-by-step guides that really tell you, like see spot run, where you need to go in the system. So today what we're going to be doing is we're starting off a new module. So we've gone through all the financials, and over the past series of live streams, what we've been doing is we've been setting up products in the system. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move into the inventory area. And what we're going to do is we're going to start setting up the inventory. Now, this isn't going to take one. This is going to take a lot more than one live stream. So we're going to be working through this module over a period of time as we set up all of the codes and controls in the system. And I think today what we're going to do is we're going to focus primarily on this first step, which is the configuring of the item groups. And if we go through to this, then this is the guide that gives you really all the instructions that we need in order to set up these groups. Now, what we're going to end up with is, well, we're not going to quite end up with, but we're going to have all of this information configured in the system. Now, the reason why we're going to spend a little bit of time on this is I'm going to show you a quicker way that we can go out and manage this as we go through. So we're going to be working through all of these instructions, and we're going to start off by creating an item model group for just the default items. Now, for those of you that don't know what the item model group does, this manages all of the postings and the posting profiles that get created for all the products. So we need to have one of these associated with, or a item model group, or item group, sorry, associated with a product before we can go out and do any inventory updates, before we can do anything that impacts the general ledger, because it doesn't know where to post things within the system. So this is really important, and it's a big step. But also these item model groups are used to help us for reporting as well. So if I go back to my browser, then you can see here that we've got these item model groups that we've got set up in the public server that you can go out and access at public.adnd365.com. Then we've got a lot of different groupings here. The reason why we have these is that we can use this for reporting. So we can have different item groups from a reporting standpoint. Also, if we're posting to different general ledger accounts for different types of products. So say, for example, for services, maybe we're posting to a different account rather than the tangible items, then we can go out and manage that. So let's move back. And what we're going to do is we're going to start doing this, and we're going to create a default item model group. And we'll just start simply. So for those of you that haven't seen the system, then this is the lab that we're using to go out and create these all of this data. So what we're doing is I've got a lab environment here. It was completely blank at the beginning, but now it's got all the ledger and so forth set up. And also, as we saw, then we've got some products here. Not all of the products have been fleshed out, but we've got some. We've got some storage items, and then we've got some clothing, and then some service items that we've got set up here in the system. Now, what we want to do is we want to go out and we want to find the item groups. Now, I'm going through the main menu in order to find this, but you can find it, or I'm doing the menu search, I'm sorry, to find this, because I know the menu item that I'm looking for, which is the item groups. And as you can see, we can access this through cost management. We can access this, let me see, might make this a little bit bigger for you all. We can access this through the cost management, sales and marketing, inventory management, and even some other areas as well. But if, for example, if I wanted to go out and find this through the menus, then I could go into the inventory management, HIJ, and the setup, and then the inventory, and then we've got the item groups. We've got other items here which we're going to set up over the course of the next couple of live streams, but we're just interested in the item groups. So we've gone into the item groups, and what we're going to see is we're going to see that we don't have any set up here in the system. So let's create a new one. And I'm just going to call this default. And I'm just going to save this. So now what we've done is we've got inside the area here, we've got a number of different tabs. So we've got sales, purchasing, inventory, and production. And within these, then we have a number of different account code classifications. So for example, whenever we're posting to cost of units delivered, then what is the main account that we want to use for this? Whenever we're posting to revenue or discount, then where are we posting? So what we've got is, if we look at the documentation, now what we need to do is we need to go out and we need to configure all of these accounts in the system. And we're going to start with sales, and then we're going to go to purchasing, and we're going to specify the purchasing accounts. We're going to go to inventory, specify those, and then we're going to go to production and set up the production accounts as well. Now I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to be using my reference database that I've got for the public to go out and find these. But this is what we're going to be setting up in the system. So let's go back to the server. So what I want to do is I want to post all of the units delivered for a cost of units to cost of goods sold. So I'm going to actually go cost of goods sold are all 4 of these items. Now the revenue should be 4050. So let's have a look at that. All right. So we don't have. So we're going to choose our product revenue, which is 4,000, and I'm just going down, and then we've got some other items here for revenue on delivery, and because we've only got one revenue account, then we're going to choose 4,000 for that. And then let me see if I've got a deferred revenue, which is the accounts receivable here. And now we've set up all the main accounts for sales. So now we're going to go down to the purchasing area, and we're going to do the same. We're going to set up those accounts. So the cost of purchase materials should be 1,500. So let's have a look. So those are the, let me go and just double check on that. So let's look for something else. Okay, so this is going to be 1,500, and then the purchase expenditure. Let's see if we've got what accounts we've got. We've got the the accruals for that, then 1,500 again for the cost of purchased materials, 2050. Oh, sorry. Let's try 60. Let's see if there's 6010. This is going to be expense products that we've got here. And then I'm going to go down to the purchase accruals. And this is going to be 2050. Just to make sure. And then the price variance is going to be our purchase price variance account. Let's see if we've got that here. And we're going to set that to be cost of goods sold for now. So now we've got the purchasing accounts. And as you can see, we're not filling in all of these. We can fill these in later on. For example, the discount account. We could specify if we want to. So now we're going to go down to the inventory. And let's see. We're going to have, just for now, we're going to have the rounding variance is going to be, let's see if we've got 6,900, which is a rounding variance. Let me see if there's a better account for that. And then, let's see, do I have any in production? And I haven't got any accounts specified for production at this time. But let's go back and let me just go back and double check these against the documentation. And what I'm doing is I'm going back here, and we're just going to make sure that we've got all of the right accounts here in the system. So if we go back to the sales, the cost of delivered is 5,000. The revenue is 4,000. The commission, we'll see if we've got. We don't commission. Yeah, we don't have any commission account right now. The commission offset, the deferred revenue we've got set up. Let me see if. I'm going to stick with 4,000 for that. And then I'm going down to look at the purchasing. We've got the, go back to here. Cost of materials received is 1,500. 1,500. Let me see. Let's change that account there. Purchase accrual. We're actually going to go to accounts payable. Price variance is 5,000. And I'm just checking I've got prepayment here. Let's see if we've got the prepayment account configured. That's going to be inventory there. And then the expenditure, purchase expenditure. Let's see if we've got the right account for that. 6280. So I'm just going to continue down, do a double check that I've got everything here for the inventory. So the inventory issue is going to be 5,000. Inventory receipt is going to be, let's try 1,400. Might want to double check on that. Then I'm going down the loss. Let's try 6,900. Bad debt expense, the inventory receipt is the profit. inventory. See if we've got a revaluation account. So that's going to be 5,000. Cost charge, let's go 5. And then the rounding difference is, yeah. So the inter-unit payable, 2,000. And this is going to be 1,200. Let's see if we've got that account. And then going down into production, let's just make sure that we've got the right amounts here. So for production, we've got the material issues, material loss. We'll just keep these accounts set up here in the system. So we've sort of, it's really important that we keep these managed in the system. So going out, and if I go over and look at the base system, then we've got all of these other groupings here in the system. And it's an arduous task to go out and set these up each time. So there's actually a trick to this. So what I can do is I'm going to go to my, let me just make sure that I've got these. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a, this isn't in the documentation, but what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the postings within inventory management. So that's set up, postings, and we're going to choose postings. And what we're going to see is we're going to see all of these accounts that we set up here are actually already configured here. Let me go down. Let me move this main account over. So it is already set up in the system when we go out and when we set up these accounts. So what we can do is I'm going to change this, and I'm going to change this to all. So that says that all item groups will post to this account, and the cost of goods sold. So I'm just going to go through and choose these and change them to all, and you'll see why I want to do this. Commission we don't have, the discount we don't have, deferred revenue, all. And we don't have that. And I'm going to do the same here for the purchasing. I'm going to change this to all. So this is the sort of like the global definition of where all of these postings are being stored in the end. And I'm just going to select this and move through them one by one. Then move to inventory. So even though this may seem like a lot of work to do, you're going to see that this is going to save us a lot of time in the end. Okay, so we haven't set up any there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my item groups. And what we're going to see is nothing's really changed. So what we've got is we've still got all of the item groups here. But now what I can do is I can go out and create another item here. So I can say I want adventuring gear. And now what that's going to do is, because this applies to all accounts, all of the GL postings are going to pop in. So I can go out and I can say animals for livestock. and I can choose armor. And as you can see, we're going out and setting up all of these items. So then I'll just go out and say, I want clothing. And then I'll go out and choose the items we've got here, which is storage. And now all of the accounts are automatically being defaulted in for us into the system. So now what we've got is we've got all of these different, let me go back. I think I was showing you the wrong area. So what I did is I went out and I added these directly into the system. Now also I'll go out and add one more since I was on the wrong. And as you can see, it just easily adds these in, and we can go out and we can create more of these items in the system. So now we're sort of building these up, and because we set up the default group, and then because we went out and used that as the template for all of the other postings, then we don't have to go out and repeat all of this work individually to find all of the GL accounts directly here inside this page. So this is something that I always do to sort of save time and also allow us to easily go out and create different items. Now, if, for example, we wanted to change these, then I could go out and change this to, let's see if we've got services or revenue. Then I could go out and I could change this posting here, and then this is going to be specific to this item group within the system. So this is now what we've got is where we've got all of our accounts or all of our standard accounts set up in the system. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop here, and we're going to, because we've spent half an hour sort of working through this, and this is a really important step, but to go out and start anything else is going to take a little bit longer. So we're going to leave the next item for the live stream to go out and talk about the item model groups, which we're going to look at how we say what's an expensed item, what's an inventoried item, whether we use standard costing or FIFO costing or LIFO costing in the configuration of the item. So we're going to stop here. If anyone has any questions about any of this, or if you want to go back and look at the previous live streams and then see how we're building up dynamics, and it's really not that hard, it's just steps that we need to move through, it's just a mechanical process, then just add a comment in LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're seeing all of these items. If you want to support us, then you can find the Patreon link up there, but that's just patreon.com/ADND365. And if you want to see all the guides that we're working through here within the system, then you can find those at adnd365.com/start. So with that said, what we'll do is we'll close off this session, and I'll see you on the next live stream where we're going to be working through the item model groups and configuring those in the system. So have a great rest of your day, or I'll see you on the next live stream if you're going through and watching these sequentially.